Could Brian Cashman be on the move and finally leave the New York Yankees or finally get fired? Well, a media conference is set to be scheduled soon where Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman will be talking on Friday to the media, and I believe it's a big possibility that Brian Cashman could be out of the New York Yankees organization starting of Friday. I want him gone. And I also did want Aaron Boone gone as well, but I see why it's a lot harder for Aaron Boone to be fired because, he did make the playoffs. He's always made the playoffs. And I thought if he were to lose a series against the Guardians, then I would think that there's a huge possibility he could be fired. But he ended up winning it, and he gets absolutely embarrassed in the ALCS with the rest of the Yankees. But Brian Cashman, I'm getting a feeling he's going to leave. And I'm going to say this right now because I've been seeing these sources saying that New York Mets would be heavily interested in bringing Brian Cashman to the organization if the New York Yankees were to part ways with Brian Cashman. Now, when I saw that, I saw, well, maybe this is baloney because, Brian Cashman has been here for so long. Why now make the change? Well, it's been 13 years since the World Series. That would be a reasonable reason to say why Brian Cashman were to get fired or part ways or resign, whatever. Any method that you want to use to get him out. But then sources also came out and said that Hal Steinbrenner has not yet decided whether Brian Cashman will continue with the New York Yankees organization for the future, and that the Aaron Boone decision does not affect in a positive or in a negative way what Brian Cashman's future will be with the New York Yankees. Now, I'm really getting the feeling here that Brian Cashman could really be on the move. I'm really getting the feeling here. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Brian Cashman will no longer be a part of the New York Yankees, organization starting Friday when he announces that they have mutually parted ways because 13 years. It's been 13 years since the New York Yankees have made it to the World Series. Not even win the World Series, make the World Series. And, you could say, under Brian Cashman, the New York Yankees won, 5 championships or 4 or 5 championships, right? Honestly, he inherited that team that won him, the little 3P and stuff. He inherited that team. Now, that team, Brian Cashman, I don't believe he shouldn't really get enough credit. He shouldn't get credit for that team as much as people give him, the championship ring and all that. Because prior to him, that team was basically already formed. He made a couple moves here and there. And now the New York Yankees, really the only team I give him credit for forming is the 2009 championship. Because that is all Brian Cashman written all over him. And I'll give him credit. He made that move for A-Rod in 04. Doesn't really, pay off until 09. A lot of failure came in between. And, we at least got that 09 championship with him, and he ends up getting a ring. Brian Cashman gets his team championship, and ever since then, he's failed. And really, the time that we got super, super close is really 2017, the baby Bronx Bombers. And ever since that, it's just been disappointment. And it's been all under Brian Cashman. And you really have to look in a mirror and say, why are you still here? Well, Hal Steinbrenner isn't as hungry as George Steinbrenner. That's the matter of fact. George Steinbrenner, lived, bleeded with the fans. He wanted to win. He was pissed He was more pissed than the actual hardcore fans that his team lost because he's paying the checks, right? Even though he's making money still, he was still mad and still went out there, got guys. This guy wanted to win, and that's all he wanted to do. Hal, on the other hand, this is a business for him. He doesn't care if they win or lose as long as he gets playoff tickets, full-seated ALCS games, 3 and 4. Wow, that's something. That really got a lot of money for the team. Wow, you pushed all the way to Game 5, got 3 division games from the series at Yankee Stadium. Wow, that really got the seats, sold out. All that stuff. Aaron Judge on a historical season filled up the seats more than other regular season years. Wow, That really got him a lot of money. All that he cares about, but does he really care about if the New York Yankees go out there and win a championship? Well, it's been 13 years since they've even made the World Series, so obviously you have to think with the amount of money that is disposable for the New York Yankees to be using on players and everything they bring in, saying no to Bryce Harper, not getting Manny Machado. These things have came and haunted us. You look at that NLCS. What are the two guys that led their team there? Manny Machado and Bryce Harper. And currently Bryce Harper is absolutely tearing it up in the World Series. He wanted to be a Yankee. Brian Cashman said, no, we have too many outfielders. Now you look at that and you're like, how dare you? Couldn't you have... You basically chose Miguel Andujar and Clint Frazier over Bryce Harper and Manny Machado. Now, you know how dumb that looks now? You gotta be put in prison for doing that, because those two guys aren't Yankees. One of them is out of the league. The other one's on the Pirates. And where are these two guys? Well, they are the head of their team that made the World Series, one lost in the NLCS. That's what happened. And the thing is, Manny Machado, it's really impressive what he did this year, because the guy who was the face of the Padres previously had just gotten suspended, right? Fernando Tatis, and he carried that team all the way, kept them in playoff contention all the way till the Juan Soto trade, and then him and Soto had a duo that was supposed to be accompanied by Fernando Tatis when he was back from injury, and then he gets suspended, and then Soto and Machado end up going to the Dodgers, a team that's owned them historically, and you know what they do? They end up beating them in 4 games in the division series. That's impressive. Wow. What do we have at third base instead? Josh Donaldson. Who sucks. Absolutely sucks. He blows. He's out of his prime. He's old. It's done. He just has a massive contract that the Twins gave him, and now we inherited it, and now we have him for one more year. I don't know if we're going to move him. Hopefully we do, but we have one more year of, big money Donaldson that doesn't make big plays. It's big strikeout Donaldson. And then we have Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who we basically, decided to go with, and we say, oh, he's one of the best defensive guys. He gets on base. We love guys like Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Well, look at what the Houston Astros did, Brian Cashman. Jeremy Pena gets called up. He's in there. He's getting all this time to adjust to Major League Baseball, and he comes in and he's absolutely tearing it up. And you know what he ends up doing in the ALCS? He gets the MVP award for the ALCS because he absolutely just dominated us. I can't believe I have to say that. Jeremy Pena, recently called up, dominates us. Rookie. And you know what they did with our rookies? With Peraza and Volpe. Volpe's still in the AAA. Peraza came up, and you know what they said? Whoa, once IKF is started failing, and they saw, wow, this guy's, losing us games. They literally walked us off because of him in the division series. And they're like, oh, you know what? We're going to put Peraza when our backs are against the wall. No, that's not how you do it. I don't understand why we were being so cautious. We were going to throw him in when our backs are against the wall. That makes no absolute sense. And now I'm here to tell you right now, change needs to happen. That's when I blame mostly Aaron Boone as well, because he's also been writing, IKF and Donaldson, saying, oh man, they deserve Gold Glove. Oh no, they don't. They sucked. I'm sorry to tell you, they were some of the worst players, and they brought us down. You look at the Phillies lineup, you look at the Astros lineup, you got the top to bottom, all threats. The top doesn't work out. The Astros, Jordan Alvarez didn't do well. Altuve didn't do well. What happened? Gurriel, he absolutely goes off on us. And McCormick, he goes off on us. The bottom of the order makes it up. We don't have that. Aaron Judge, can have an off game, and you're thinking, oh, maybe Josh Donaldson and IKF over there can really do something. No, they don't. They don't pick up for our big guys when they don't do something, and that's the difference, You look at the Phillies. Oh, man. Castellanos and Harper and JT Realmuto, they didn't really do much. Oh, look at that, Alec Boehm just hit a bomb. Oh, wow, look at that. You know? Like, they got guys who can make up, and we obviously don't got that. So that's a huge issue, and change needs to happen. But I'm here to tell you right now, Brian Cashman on Friday announces his departure from the New York Yankees organization. I'm saying it right now, right here, right now. He will announce it. Anyways, leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and thank you guys for watching. See you for the next video.